I'm Kenzie Marciello. I'm a Doctor of Occupational Therapy student. I'm on my second year currently, and I'm making this video talking about my experience dealing with mental illness while pursuing a higher education. I just want to give a little disclaimer. This video will talk about depression, anxiety, possibly some suicidal ideation. So if any of that makes you uncomfortable, please feel free to exit out of this video. Don't watch it. Totally up to you. So a little bit about me. I'm 23 years old. I am in my second year at Shenandoah University getting my doctorate in occupational therapy. I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder when I was 17 years old. So I was a senior in high school, I think. And I was instantly put on medication for my symptoms and have tried a few different medications since then, and I'm currently not taking any medications, and I will talk a little bit about that. So the last medication I was on was Wellbutrin, and honestly it worked really well for me. I used it for years. The only thing about it was I didn't necessarily feel like I was my full self. I felt a little bit numb. I experienced a lot of just numbness and not wanting to engage in my hobbies. I think medication has a great purpose for people dealing with generalized anxiety disorder, depression, any sort of mental illness, if it works for you. And I found that it overall didn't work great for me, and I think it served a great purpose for me when I was younger and definitely helped me kind of come out of my shell and minimize those depression symptoms that I was experiencing. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that I literally made a pro and cons list over taking medication for myself. And I like myself better when I'm not medicated. And I've found a lot of ways to kind of minimize those depression symptoms that have really helped me. A lot of that is getting to do my hobbies that I really enjoy. My dog is here. Just making sure that I'm engaging in good occupational balance, like what we talk about in OT schools. So I found for me that engaging in certain occupations honestly just makes my depression symptoms a lot less and much more manageable, and I feel better overall. Let's talk about a little something that had a big impact on my experience with going to grad school. So imposter syndrome, huge for me. I still have it a little bit, and I think a lot of people experience it, not just people with any sort of mental illness, but there's a lot of days where I am in disbelief that I am where I am today in the program that I am doing, and that I will be a doctor of occupational therapy. Like, even just saying that out loud in my head, I'm like, what? Like, there was a lot of times where when I was younger, when I was in high school, I didn't even know that I'd make it this far in life. A lot of suicidal thoughts when I was in high school. I genuinely never even thought of what I wanted to be when I grew up, because I was like, I'm never gonna make it that far, which is really sad. And I've come to a point where I can talk about this and it doesn't bother me, but I honestly didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, because I was like, I'm not gonna make it past 18. So that's really hard for me. But dealing with imposter syndrome now is, I'd much rather be dealing with this than still experiencing those really bad depression symptoms, suicidal thoughts, and all of that. I think I forgot to touch on this, but I have been dealing with suicidal ideation since I was probably 12, probably around 12 years old, until I was at least a freshman in college, I want to say. Yeah, but I am happy to disclose that I am no longer having those thoughts, and I'm very happy about that. This is very fitting for September, because September is Suicide Awareness Month, so great timing. Okay, I have my little iPad here with all my things I want to talk about. yeah, so maintaining occupational balance is what I have found has really made a huge impact on my mental health. Huge. There was a long time where when I was on medication, when I was feeling numb, like throughout undergrad, that it was just wake up, do the same thing every day, get stuff done, go to bed, wake up, work, school, repeat, like survive, basically. That's a good way to put it, I guess. When I was on antidepressants was wake up and survive. And like those suicidal thoughts were gone, which is great. It's a great starting point for me because I definitely needed that, but I wasn't really living, which is difficult for me to talk about, I guess. Wow. But I started prioritizing my hobbies and doing stuff that I genuinely really enjoy. I started painting again. I started going on hikes again. I got really into the gym. I work out like 6 times a week. That may not work for everybody. Don't take what I'm doing, but working out a lot. I post on social media. I started like a fitness account where I kind of just post my own progress. I don't care who follows it or anything to that regard, but I post it for myself, and I've really found joy in doing something and posting it online that I really like. So I think finding something that you're passionate about, pursuing it like outside of school is such a big thing. Like, you need a break from school. And yes, you can go and watch Netflix. You can go and watch TV, scroll through TikTok, watch YouTube videos. But what is genuinely going to make you feel mentally better is taking a break from school and doing something that you really genuinely enjoy. Like, one of my favorite things is just taking a break, going on a long walk. Like, I really enjoy outside. I really love being outdoors, and I think just going on a really long, not really long, I don't know what your definition of really long is, but like a 3-mile walk. Go outside, go on a walk, go outside for 5 minutes, throw a ball with my dog. You know, it just really has a positive effect on me, and I've come to realize that like I really value my occupations that bring me joy. So my occupations like play, leisure. Yes, there's times where I'll sit and I'll scroll on TikTok for 30 minutes, but I've gotten a lot better about like putting a timer on and not spending 3 hours on my phone, stuff like that. So occupational balance is what we just talked about. Huge. And even though I've found this good balance that works for me while not being medicated for my symptoms, I definitely still struggle. You know, I have days where I do have really bad depressive symptoms, but I've learned what works for me is forcing myself to go do those things that I really genuinely enjoy. So if I wake up one morning and I'm feeling really down, really upset, and I know I have a lot of schoolwork to do that day, I'll get up, I'll go on a long walk with my dog, I'll make a really good breakfast, and then I'll try to conquer my schoolwork. And if I can't get it done, then I can't get it done. And that's okay. It's happened to me. There's been times where I've had to ask for an extension on assignments. It's okay. Everyone always says that when you get to grad school that they're much more tough on you and they're harder on you, but they understand when you're going through things. And through my experience at my school, they've been extremely supportive, extremely kind, which is all I can really ask for. But at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, I'm getting my stuff done, and I've worked really hard to be at the mental state that I am, and just healthy overall, mentally, physically, emotionally, to be putting in the work. And 9 out of 10 times I get it done, and that 1 out of 10 times that I don't, I recognize that I can't. I acknowledge it. I understand that not every day is going to be perfect, but when I have those really bad days, I say to myself, I'm like, tomorrow is another day, and if I can't get it done today, that's fine. That's fine. I can lay in bed all day, that's fine. But as long as I get up tomorrow and get it together and get it done, then I'm okay. And that's what works for me. And this isn't going to work for everybody. I'm just kind of talking from my experience, but genuinely, I'm at a place where I've really found what works for me, and I'm so grateful to be at what's the right word? And I'm so happy to be at this point in my life where I'm happy. I'm really happy. I'm fulfilling a career that I really enjoy. I'm still a student, but I found a path that I really love and that I can see myself doing for the rest of my life. I'm no longer experiencing suicidal ideation, suicidal thoughts daily. I haven't thought about it in years, and I'm so grateful for that. I still experience some generalized anxiety, but not nearly anything that I used to experience. But I am so grateful to be here today. And I know that there's things I need to work on. And for example, in any intimate relationships I've been in, I struggle with communication. Like, everyone has things that they really need to work on. And even if you're not working on those things constantly, you need to realize that it's okay and that you can address these things later on, and not everything needs to be tackled at once. And gosh, I'm going on all these little tangents, but my best advice for anybody going through grad school who has experienced mental illness, such as depression and anxiety, OCD, anything of that sort, is find something that works for you. And mine is finding occupational balance within the stuff that I enjoy and school, making time for both of those things. Like, yes, prioritizing school is huge. Like, the demand of coursework, listening to lectures, getting papers done, all of that stuff, so important. But I have found that for me, prioritizing going to the gym needs to be at the same level for me as getting that paper done. And that works for me, and it makes me feel better mentally. I have mental clarity. I am happier as a person. I'm more enjoyable to be around when I've gone to the gym. And once I'm going to the gym, then I get back and I'm feeling more motivated to get my paper done. So I think just finding things that really bring you joy along with getting your schoolwork done is just a huge overall thing. Well, thank you for listening to my little tangent about dealing with mental illness while pursuing a higher education. I hope to post more videos soon. I'm looking to do a day in my life, a week in my life, answering questions about how I got into OT school, the process, everything like that. So if you have any suggestions of videos you want me to post, go ahead and leave them down below. But other than that, occupational balance, yay! I thank you guys for watching. Bye!